Good evening, students. Today we will be doing the paper model question paper prepared by Potai Sharma Garu, who has been a writer for more than 26 years for these competitive exams. So if you have any doubts also, the contact number is also given here. You can contact him, or you can put up your doubts to us so that we can ask him to clarify your doubts also. So now coming to this set number 31, today I'm going to discuss. So each set has 100 questions, and sir has put up that these are the latest things, current affairs which were in news and why they were in news. So for all the important points related to that particular news item has been put up by sir. So usually the questions come up like this: which of the statements are above is or are correct? So it can be only one statement or two statements or all of them or none of the above also. So when the options are given like this, in this particular model question paper, sir has given it as C. That means all the points which are very important for that particular news item, he has put it up together for all of you. Right. So the first question here says that bushfires in Australia. Correct? Bushfires in Australia is one major event. I should say that in 2019 and 20, great study has been taken care of by the Worldwide Fund, WWF. These this organization takes care of the wildlife which is there all across the globe. So according to this bushfire which happened in Australia, most of the animals got affected. There are also there's a human loss also over there. So 800 people, around 800 people lost their lives, and billions of animals died due to this. So what is the reason for this fire? Can anyone give a reason for this fire? Will somebody go and do it, or how does it happen? Purposely are they set fires are created, or it happens naturally? If it happens naturally, how does it happen? Any clue, students?
Rubbing of trees.
Yeah, first thing is, especially when the leaves start shedding, the dry leaves are all, these are not the gardens that you will take care of. You will take care of the leaves which are the worn out leaves. It's not like that, right? All those dried leaves are piled up across the land. And when there is a heavy wind, or when it is very hot, especially in the summers, it easily, when those dried leaves, easily they just catch up fire, and that fire becomes so much, so fast, it starts spreading that it becomes uncontrollable. By the time we recognize that this forest has had caught up with fire, and several firefighting groups will come up also, even then we will not be able to save the wildlife which is over there. Though the flora and fauna, everything is getting destroyed, but at the same time, so many animals. See, the forests are the spaces, the houses for several animals. So for all those animals, they start running actually to save themselves from it. But most of the animals will be caught. You will be you must have read in the newspapers also that the camels and all these animals started moving into the to the local areas also, because they are running for their own life, right? At that time they will be so much agitated, they will be restless, so they start attacking the nearby human areas also. So it has happened like that. So this is in Australia, which is talking we are talking about. But these kind of fires are very, very common, but we should try to find out ways in which we can stop the occurrence of it. Some kind of fire alarms or something like that we need to do. So it says that this Southeast Australia had been affected by it. You can say that it is half the area of United Kingdom. So you can see 11 million hectares are getting destroyed. So that's not a small thing. With that, what happens with that kind of fire? There will be global warming also. Coming to the next question, V-shaped recovery in the economy. What is this V-shaped recovery in the economy? What happened during the lockdowns? Yeah, you must be knowing that end of March and April, May, there were lockdowns in 2020. In the year 2020, end of March, April, May were total lockdowns by several states. And what happened? You could have seen in the TV that all the laborers who were working in several construction groups, what did they do? They, for their own life, they couldn't survive in the cities. They started even walking to their own native places. Can you imagine hundreds of kilometers they were walking to move back to their houses? They sold their mobile phones. They were not able to pay the rents because there is no work. So though government tried to help those people with the minimum ration and all that, but the rent which they were supposed to pay, they were not able to afford it. And at that time, Prime Minister Modi has started up with this one nation, one ration. Yeah, because people were like, those who were in, suppose, Karnataka are from different places. They are from Andhra Pradesh, they are from Maharashtra, they are from Tamil Nadu. So their ration cards, previously what they were doing on the first date of the month, or on a particular date when the ration will be given in their respective states, they used to travel over there and collect that ration. Ration is food grains, oil packets, sugar, the minimum, or wheat or rice. So this, according to the number of members in the family, the government gives it through the fair price shops. So, but after that, Prime Minister Modi realized that, it's difficult. These people are moving from their own states to another states in search of work, in search of labor, the work. So now one nation, one ration. So this policy has been started. So wherever you are, all over India, all the states are connected so that you can collect your ration from any place. So what is this V-shaped recovery? So the graph went to its bottom. There were no construction works going on. All the schools, colleges, transports, transport system has suddenly stopped. So railways usually daily they carry lakhs of passengers, and it was like for 2 months there were no passengers at all. Yes, so even you can see that aeroplanes which take up cargo and all that, everything. So business came to standstill. So there was no purchase, there was no sale or purchase of things. So even the agricultural goods which were ready also were not ready to be sent to the market. And this particular I should tell you, Confederation of Indian Industries, means CII it is called. The CII was at its low. All the Indian industries were at its low at that time, but slowly this V-shaped recovery means it started again moving up once again to its usual levels. So what are the worst hit sectors during that time? The hotel industry, tourism industry. So whenever you had holidays, otherwise if it was a summer vacation, usually people from the south try to move to the northern places where it is cooler. people start moving to the cooler places, or people start moving to their native places. So it's like that. So totally everything stopped. Aviation in has stopped, hotels have stopped, tourism has stopped, all the commercial vehicles which were moving has stopped. But what was working in information technology, IT sector was working at its peak as usual. Yeah, the companies have sent the monitors and the CPUs, whatever is needed for the software engineers, they have sent it home and made sure that the work is in progress. So health sectors also worked, I should say 24/7, they worked for several, maybe now it has been almost 18 months that they are on their toes and working for the health of the people, right? So, and especially this second wave was worst hit where people were, there was shortage of oxygen. Yes, so this due to the COVID situation, this economy had hit a very low level, and still now again it is coming back. So this V-shaped recovery is about that, work hitting the lowest point and then coming back again. Yeah. So next comes the national education policy. The third question, consider the following. This is a very important policy. It's like no, in almost 34 years, this is the first time that education policy has been taken up so seriously. Yeah. So what are the new points which are there in this national education policy? For all these things, students, you have to maintain a separate notes. What are the latest online trainings which are going on for teachers? What are the different systems which are being, how they're going to, like now presently in India, we have each state has its own education system. Each state has its own textbooks, has its own curriculum. So how is this national education policy trying to bring out a uniformity throughout the country? NCERT is making lots of research trying to find out the basic literacy, basic numeracy, means third standard child. They are conducting national assessment survey, NAS. You can note down, national assessment survey, where they're trying to find out at grade 3, at grade 5, and at grade 8, how are the students being checking their basic literacy, means are they able to read, are they able to read a particular the textbook which is there, how many of them are able to read basic numbers, addition, subtractions, multiplication, class standard 3, how are they doing it? So the nationwide exam, previously it was only IIT, JEE or NEET. That means when children moved to 12th standard only, it was being compared with all the other states or with all overall throughout the country. One exam was conducted, competitive exam. But now to assess, because it's a broad, it's such a diverse country. So where is this basic literacy and basic numeracy? Where is it very low? So this campaign, this operation is still in progress. They're conducting in the month of October end or November, they're going to conduct this national assessment survey and trying to find out. There is a huge learning loss among students also, because online, most of them were not able to afford. We can feel that in the cities, it was okay, good. But when it came to villages and where there were no networks, the learning has been severely hit. So the survey has realized that children who were able to read and write by 2020 March are now not able to do that because of lack of connectivity, through mobile phones. They are not able to, or schools are not able to conduct online classes. So this learning gaps, how it can be filled up. So that work, that research, and how we can make sure that this students are back to the normalcy, that is also going on. So in this particular national education policy, the best thing is like universalization of early childhood education. That means from the age of 3 to 6, what should be the concepts which all the children across the country should learn. Up to class 5, they can use their own mother tongue, because everybody feels comfortable in their own mother tongue, right? So the child's mother tongue only can be used as a medium of instruction, and it can be done. So this particular policy is applicable to both government and private organizations also, right? So this panel was headed by our former ISRO chairman, K. Kasturi Rangan, and still it is in progress. I should say that it would take another 10 years minimum for things to settle down, but it will be very much into it has been come into effect, and lots of research and lots of work is going on this. So what is this 3-language formula? 3 language. Now one is the international, like English. Every child should know in India, they should know 3 languages. One is English, one is the national language, that is Hindi, and the third one is their mother tongue or the native language which is there. So this has this 3-language policy is also been taken care of. So wherever possible, skill education has been introduced. Skill education means which will be useful for them in the real life when they are approaching for jobs, for their employment. Something which will be useful for them is called as the skill education. So skill development centers also have started. So let's join once again, children, and we'll continue. Please join again.